Lone Ranger was popping out. I had to stop and adjust myself. So maybe somebody is isolated. They could be feeling lonely. They could be feeling lonely and wanting to connect but feeling self-conscious. Note, handwriting. Somebody could be wanting to send some kind of message or communication. This doesn't have to be a letter or a note. It could be a text message, an email, some kind of communication. It's like they think about it. They're thinking about it. But there's something that makes them unsure of whether or not they should reach out or say what it is that they need to say. Interrogate and dad in the reverse. Somebody has a question. They want to ask some questions about dad in reverse, whether or not they could be a father. Or whether or not their role is being undermined. Blank. Somebody's drawing some blank. Somebody could be confused about either what's going on or about what to do next. Bible Belt. There could be some kind of judgment about this person reaching out because of what they've been taught or the area that they're in. Something could be frowned upon. So, for instance, if someone wanted a reading and they had some questions that they may not want to approach because of a stigma. That's too many. I'm sorry. I'm putting that back. This could be for somebody. Somebody may want to know, like, what is the right thing to do in a situation where they play a key role or they could play a key role midway. I feel like they've gone far. It's like, not too long ago, I asked on my Facebook if you were going on a trip and you realized 2,500 miles into the trip that you went the wrong direction, would you turn around? And this trip is paid for. It's like your dream vacation, whatever. Would you turn around and go back? Or would you just kind of stay where you are? And this makes me feel like somebody who's been with somebody for a while, midway. And it's like they are at a point now where they have to ask themselves that same question. Like, at this point, do I continue on because it's the right thing to do? It's what I was raised to do. It's what I'm expected to do. Because I'm already here. Or do I double back even though I've gone so far in the wrong direction. It feels to me too a strong hesitation of somebody who feels like it's almost wrong to ask. Beans in the reverse. It's been coming up. But once again, something that is supposed to be good for you and heart healthy and fulfilling and functional, not being anything, I don't want to say it, other than shit. But let's just say not being what it was cracked up to be, and it not being fulfilling or nourishing. In some ways, it seems to have caused some complications, which is the exact opposite of what, it was supposed to be. Forbidden. And I feel like that ties in with Bible Belt. Maybe not necessarily Bible Belt or religion, those kind of expectations, but just the fact that somebody feels like they have these expectations on them. Forbidden. And I just got this deep welling, like right here. And it makes me feel like somebody realizes they went all of those miles in the wrong direction. And I don't know if they only realized that. I don't think they only realized that. I think they kind of knew, but they were complacent until they saw the destination. Like the perfect, all paid for trip, settling for where you're at sounds really good until you know that there's something that's already there for you with your name on it that's perfect for you. And that feels like where there's this forbidden too, because someone already has a commitment to a role, or commitment to a role. Forbidden, spy, remote viewing. It's like somebody could secretly watch or keep an eye on this object of inspiration. Like it feels like desire, but I want to say inspiration. The easiest way to eat crow is while it's still warm. And it makes me feel like somebody in this communication also may want to take some accountability or admit where they were wrong with something, but it has been so long, and it's kind of gives me the vibes of like, this is not easy to say, and it's only harder to say because it's been so long. It would have been easier to say sooner. And so it makes me feel like whatever it is they have to say also may be hard to digest. It may be hard to take in or fathom or imagine because of the amount of time I tried being reasonable. I didn't like it. So I tried being reasonable. Like, somebody tried to have patience. They tried to have understanding. They tried to have reason and balance their situation. And it has left them feeling frustrated. And I feel like angry. I'm getting the phrase mowed over. So it's like it feels like the frustration of somebody who is doing the work to even try to be reasonable, because it is work when you're dealing with difficult situations. It makes me feel like, even with somebody putting in this work, that somebody just mows over them or acts like they didn't say anything, or continually disrespects a balance or a chain of command or the role, or I don't know. But either way, it just seems like frustrating, like beating your head against a wall, like a brick wall. I don't know if I should look at this, but this was at the bottom. This doesn't mean we'll be swapping spit in the shower. So I feel like if this is a connection with two people who have been together for a while and there's this distance because of reasons, that like the fire or the passion has died. I have a blank card here, but I did just see kidnap. And in the reverse, we had dad earlier. And this makes me wonder or concerned. I don't know if I'm concerned or if somebody else, i.e. this dad in reverse or somebody else, is concerned, blank card, that if they decide to leave a situation, that their role will be taken from them, or it will be a letdown. If it will be the wrong thing. Buried. I'm sorry, my mind goes places, but so we were just talking about this one reading, right? And it's like somebody could have already buried a past, buried something behind them. Like this situation with a person could be dead and buried. But I cannot ignore the fact that the last card was kidnapped and this card was buried. So there may be also somebody who wants to reach out in regards to a case. And I just said banging your head against a wall, a brick wall, and this card is bricks. Mm-mm-mm. I got somebody who is involved in a case. I could be pulling multiple energies. It could be somebody who is missing somebody who is actually involved, somebody who is investigating. Somebody could be wanting to reach out in regards to a case, but the stigma, Pennywise, that's with the 1 cent coin on it. Somebody's having to be thrifty. I wonder if somebody doesn't need help with the case. And seeking an intuitive is a cheap alternative. Outlaw in reverse, to look for somebody who's on the lam. To find somebody who's responsible for, what those things I said. Community. Blue jeans in the reverse. And Bible belt in the reverse. I don't know, it makes me just feel like things, like the speed that things were at one point, that they have evolved, and there's this expansion to where they're willing to look towards things that are outside of conventional methods or were conventionally accepted. And that the field is actually garnering more respect. Or I don't know if it's more respect or more interest. Ever notice how you come across somebody once in a while you shouldn't have fucked with? That's me. And we also have prick. Probably a couple of things there. It's like somebody could have come across your work and saw that you're a badass and you're pretty cold at what it is that you do, and that there might be something to it. Something that can be validated. They may have found something that can be validated. And we have the word PRICK. So this makes me feel two things. The investigator is relentless on this case or on somebody's ASS. This investigator is bound and determined. So that makes sense as to why they would be looking at other alternatives. The other thing is PRICK. I don't know if I can say that. But the other thing is, that sounds kind of personal to me. So that makes me wonder if there's a personal connection between you and a perpetrator who you would consider A, for reasons. What the heck is going on? I'm stopping this. Well, let's look one more time. Yeah, there was nothing there, so I'm stopping it. To be continued, I guess.